We have some more breaking news from the NHL. We have yet another trade. The New York Rangers have found a solution to their Tom Wilson problem. Ryan Reaves is on his way to the Big Apple. We'll discuss this deal coming up next. So welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. As I mentioned, we have yet another NHL trade. This one might be surprising to some. This deal does not surprise me one little bit. The Vegas Golden Knights have traded forward Ryan Reaves to the New York Rangers in exchange for a 2022 third-round selection. Now, this is done for a couple of reasons. For one, we know that the Rangers were given instructions by ownership, and I think it's fair to say that the new management, with Chris Drury being the lead of it, certainly is trying to make this team tougher to play against, and they want to add some more grit and some more muscle to protect their finesse and star players. There's no doubt about that, and Ryan Reaves will be a major help to do that. So, not a shocker at all. I don't think I ever said it on camera. I don't believe if I said it in a video, but I know I've said it in talking hockey with other people that I would not be shocked at all if Reaves ended up with the Rangers. Couple of reasons. One, because of the Wilson issue, but obviously with Vegas too, they're over the salary cap as we stand, which they're allowed to do. You can go over by 10% in the offseason, so that part was fine, but they needed to shed salary. We saw with Reaves in the playoffs when they were battling Montreal that near the end of the series, he was a healthy scratch. So depending on who Vegas plays, obviously they didn't really see him as being necessary. He was expendable. So to me, if you're not going to put him in the most important game of the season, you know, he's a guy you can probably live without in the big moments. So the other thing here is he makes just enough money to get them in being cap compliant here. Of course, they've also got a crowded forward group. Since the offseason started here, they've made a few acquisitions. They've added Brett Howden, who came over from the Rangers already. They've already added Nolan Patrick, who came over from Philly. And then they traded with Ottawa on the last couple of days here to get Evgeny Dadonov. So where are all these guys going to play? Like, they already have 14 NHL contracts. They're over the cap. Something has to give. We know Vegas is not afraid to do the difficult choices here and trade players that they're, you know, on a personal level or on a fan level, popular and connected with. That doesn't seem to bother them. They're very shrewd business people that do what they got to do to make this team to be the best it can and try to get a Stanley Cup. That's the end of the story on that. We know that. They've proven it multiple times, especially with the Fleury trade. So, yeah, it might have been tough to move them, but you know what? At the end of the day, they felt like they needed to do this. Now, as I mentioned here, they also have Kolazar, who they probably feel can play a similar type of role. He had a really good year last year. Not exactly the same kind of player, but still, you know, a little smaller than Reaves, but still big enough, I guess, and they feel like he can kind of have that physical style and play that same kind of role for them. I don't know. I'm assuming that that's kind of how they feel here, but obviously Reaves was expendable. At the end of the day, the Rangers want to have that muscle to not only battle Tom Wilson, but they want to be tough to play against. So he solves that problem. So this is exactly what I expected to happen. Where it hadn't happened yet, I thought maybe it wouldn't. But as we've seen Vegas make these other moves, I'm not shocked that Reaves is one of the players that gets moved out. And to be honest, I don't think Vegas is done. They still need a top center, which they have yet to accomplish, as I talked about in a video earlier. I still think they're one of the teams trying to figure out if they can get Jack Eichel or not. Doesn't mean it's going to work out for them, but I think they're trying to figure that out. And if it's not him, it's going to be somebody else. And I wouldn't be surprised to see at least one more forward with a decent salary get moved, whether it be like a Riley Smith or Marchessault or one of those guys. Something has to give here between the cap and what they need on the roster construction. I do expect this not to be the last move we see from Vegas. So let me know your thoughts on this trade down below in the comments. We'll discuss further. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and stick around. We'll keep you up to date with all the latest news and rumors in all 32 NHL teams. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.